150, which is quite exciting. Those are the Ethereum ETFs, and they can really generate a cool passive cash flow for you. Okay, the market has calmed down a bit, but Daniel, how on earth do you come up with the crazy idea that we could still break Ethereum's all-time high this year? So didn't we all just witness live a few days ago what happens when Ethereum briefly goes over the K mark? Yes, that's exactly what this video is about. Also, we of course have our giveaway, our advent calendar, a new door that we're going to open and a winner that will be drawn. So I would definitely stick around. On our channel, you'll find exciting new projects, news about the current market situation, and fact-based analysis of scams. If you're interested in these topics, feel free to subscribe for free. And if you want to protect yourself as much as possible, we've put together a free 8-point checklist for you. How you get that? 2001, let's take a quick look at the and let's take a brief look at the heat map. Yeah, so it doesn't look quite as unhealthy anymore. Bitcoin is now also in the slightly green area. XRP is definitely looking to get going again, so I have some quick news for all the XRP fans. By the way, we also shared this on X today, so anyone who's interested can definitely follow us. Look here, final approval for the stablecoin from Ripple. By the way, we also shared this on X today, so anyone who's interested can definitely follow us. Look here, final approval for the stablecoin from Ripple. Yeah, so that's already a good sign that could have boosted the price a bit. Definitely, if you look around, yes, there are still some red areas, but overall it looks a lot healthier than in the last few days. But at this point, folks, to be completely honest, happy profits to everyone who had the courage and has now strengthened one or another position. 2001, it definitely wasn't the worst move, but in this video, we want to talk about Ethereum and also about the reason why Solana might actually play a role here, which could further boost Ethereum, even though it currently looks quite different. But let's take a quick look at the Fear and Greed Index. We haven't had that in a while. 74,000. Yeah, of course, everything is showing greed, but the market is definitely not overheated right now. Even if we briefly touch on the altcoin season, you can see that there has been a shift back to Bitcoin. And I want to quickly explain this for all the newcomers in the crypto space, why this shift is completely normal. So you can see the graphic here, 1,000. Now let's go back a bit. At some point in December 18, the bull run roughly started, and then we had this first bloom. No, wait, that was November 18th. Here was the first big bloom of the altcoins where they really shot up. Then it all went back down again. Bitcoin gained dominance, and bam, there was another bloom of the altcoins. And this went on like that throughout the bull run. So, as I said, there will always be this back and forth between Bitcoin, where the dominance goes, and altcoins, where the dominance shifts back over. You should really think about which altcoins, like for example, mostly the small caps, they usually come in at the very end, which is why I personally said, whether there's dominance or not, dip or not, I'm holding on to this for now, because I'm sure more is going to happen. So I'm planning to hold the large caps at least until a new all-time high. Whether this is the right way, we'll see in the future. So I don't want to hear anyone saying, yeah, Daniel, but it turned out completely different. Yeah, that can happen. We all know that because none of us have a crystal ball. Just a quick note from me. Thank you so much for all the subscriptions, likes, etc. Getting in there, by the way, that boosts the algorithm. 2001, thank you so much. I've just noticed that a lot of people are still watching the videos and haven't subscribed at all. So if you count yourself among them, you can hit those keys and leave a quick subscription. Feel free to also subscribe to the bell so you don't miss any important info. Now we're going to talk about Ethereum. Just a quick note, there's a new event from Pionext. So definitely stay tuned, we'll be discussing it. Now let's take a look at the open interest around Ethereum. So suddenly it shot up steeply. Now it's kind of tapered off again. Well, in the last few days we've seen a corresponding correction, but we're back to the topic. If we find that it makes sense to take a closer look at Ethereum, then it would actually make sense to consider it as an investment in terms of reaching an all-time high. There's still a bit of room left there, but okay, we'll get back to that in a moment when we take a general look at the chart. All right, so here we had the last peak. No, where was it again? Back here. We were also above the K mark, at least for a short time. And then, yeah, there was a really big correction, similar to what happened with Bitcoin, and then it just continued like that. Let's definitely leave the past in the past. Overall, it's already recovered quite healthily again. So if we take a look here, we have higher highs and higher lows. So it's looking pretty good how it's developing right now. There's always some fluctuation involved, that's for sure. But all in all, we're at least somewhat back towards the 4K mark and even beyond. But let's take a closer look at that. I consulted my favorite tool again, and I can also give you the tip to check it out for yourself. Altfins, we've talked about that before. Here's the link to the video. It's a tool that I really like to use because it provides you with the right setups for trading, plus possible indicators and everything that's happening here, and especially whether it's a smart time to jump in or not. You can see all the indicators here, whether it's bullish, bearish, and so on, what the trends are like. So here you can definitely see a lot of green, which suggests that things could potentially be going up. So Solana, where we checked back then, this tool was also right. By the way, there's also a research hub, which means you can find a few coin tips if you want to test the tool. It's free. So check the description for the link. And if you should want to buy it, we've even got a 50% deal for the community. So definitely check it out. But let's move on directly, because what's really exciting are the Ethereum ETFs that are suddenly gaining traction. So wow, recently, believe it or not, BlackRock was right at the forefront. But crazy as it sounds, the Bitcoin ETFs actually outperformed. So that's something new, and at this point it's worth mentioning that it's always an exciting sign, because it felt like up until now Bitcoin ETFs were really interesting, but everything related to Ethereum was just kind of a sidekick in the market and nobody really cared. But now there have been some significant inflows. So we have here, it's not the most recent article, but we're talking about December 6th, for example. From a record day of 401 and 30 million euros that flowed into the Ethereum ETFs alone. And that could definitely boost overall interest. However, there's another reason, and let's briefly touch on Solana and why it feels like not much is happening there right now. Sorry, I forgot to show you a graphic. Please take another look at it. So here you can also see how the inflows relate to the Ethereum price. Now it will be interesting to see what happens here, because the Ethereum price has clearly collapsed, but the inflows have not gone down in the same proportion. Now it could be that we see some strong inflows coming in because the price has dropped. So let's wait and see what happens there. But let's touch on another point and take a quick look at Solana. Yeah, you could really call it a dip now. It's all within a range of about 5%. However, Solana has lost a bit of its market power. What was that about? Well, there we have pump.fun. Yeah, maybe you've heard about it. I'll quickly go over the news again. For sure, there has been quite a bit of loss, and Solana has definitely felt that, because pump.fun had significant inflows and also gained acceptance and interest. Take a look at November compared to what was happening here in December. Now let's take a quick look at the news, because this could also be very interesting from the Ethereum side, and there was a lot of criticism about it at the end of November. Pump.fun then shut down the live streams, which in turn caused interest in the entire platform to fade. You just have to say again, it's totally crazy how dumb some people are. So suddenly meme coins were thrown onto the market with the message that if the market cap doesn't rise, then I'll off myself, or some nonsense like that. Totally ridiculous. And that was reported accordingly. So feel free to read through that at your leisure. And as a result, the live stream function was shut down, which is completely the right thing to do. And as a result, the sales then plummeted. And Solana definitely felt that in its price, this could all be a good sign for Ethereum. In terms of the last bull runs, Ethereum has always closed that gap to Bitcoin, but with a bit of a time delay. So who knows, that could be the case. By the way, I've also included the latest news of the day briefly. And maybe you've heard about it. Microsoft shareholders have spoken out against an investment in Bitcoin, at least for now. So Michael Saylor couldn't make any impact there either. It might be a bit biased in that way, but whatever. In any case, that's been set aside for now. However, there are already attempts to get Amazon into the Bitcoin business. So we can just wait and see what happens. And now just a quick word about Pi-Next. So I showed the current bot yesterday, which by the way runs on Ethereum. It's currently in the red for me, but that's not a big deal personally because I see it long term. The bot is working all the time, so I won't get liquidated, and the price is already up again. That means he bought everywhere the price dropped and is now selling again when the price goes up, and that's all automated. I think that's really cool. So there was a bit of criticism. Yesterday, someone commented that it's not true and that you have to buy something and so on. No, there's currently this promotion, which means you have 1 day and 12 hours left as of now. Click on participate here, go through KYC 2, and you'll get $100 from Pi-Next that you can put into the bot. If you make profits, they belong to you. If there are losses, Pi-Next covers them. So today I've actually received another promotion that I personally find way cooler because you get a doubling of your deposit. It's also running for a significantly shorter time, which means just about 5.5 days as of now. So you can think about how much you want to deposit here, and then you'll get a USD bonus on top of that. Because of course it makes sense. If you run the bot with $100, you're obviously going to see less profit than if you run it with $1,000 or $2,000, assuming there's a profit. So I don't want to hear anyone screaming about it. My bot is also currently in the red. Of course, when prices drop, if you use an exaggerated leverage, it can have negative effects. I also talked about how to set up this bot correctly. Feel free to click in here. But as I said, that's all for the 2 promotions that are currently running. So just give it a try for yourself. The times are definitely quite exciting because there are corresponding fluctuations in the price. And if you set the bot up properly, it can generate a really cool passive cash flow for you. But now let's get to the raffle from yesterday's contest. By the way, a big thank you for all the clicks, subscriptions, etc. We really got into what was coming together in the comments. So we were really able to have a nice discussion. And now let's get the raffle going. Draw a winner and pick a lucky winner. And at this point, Crystal, congratulations from my side. Good video and very good explanation. Thank you very much. So I'm trying to keep it relatively simple for newcomers. So feel free to write in the comments if you have any open questions or if there are other topics we should cover that are currently relevant for newer folks. But as I said, how can you win? First of all, you need a BitMEX account, and you can also grab a $25 trading bonus there. Check the description, there's the link to it, and then please message me on Telegram and I can tell you how to claim your prize. So now we come to the new drawing. We're opening our mailbox and pulling out a letter that you can see here. Original sealed as always, of course. And let's see. What comes out this time? 150, so that means you can win 150 BitMEX tokens. How can you win? First of all, please set up a BitMEX account. On the other hand, please write a comment down here. Exactly. Looking at the camera makes more sense. Why am I looking at the screen now? Exactly. Write a comment down here. What do you think of the video? What's your opinion on that? Do you think Ethereum can make it or maybe it won't? I'm really curious. Let's discuss that. The Telegram group is also linked below in case the discussion should continue. See you in the next video. Until then, all the best.